Thought the runic attacks in God of War were already really strong. Well, you can make some of them stronger with some interesting enchantments you can buy in the shop. So I want to go over them in this video, show you them in action as well, tell you if they are good. As always, spoilers for the end game of God of War. You're still here? Okay then, if you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated. And let's go. So if you go to the shop and select buy and go to enchantments, you will find enchantments that will greatly increase either the duration, damage, or add a special effect to some of your runic attacks. So for example, I love to use the Wrath of the Frost Agent a lot, especially nice because I got a lot of enhancements for runic attack damage thanks to my gear. So the Ice Beam does a ton of damage. But if I buy the Bury's Frozen Shard, and I hope I pronounce that right, I double the amount of time the beam is active. Meaning I can double the amount of damage against strong enemies or kill way more enemies with the same runic attack use. So not only the Wrath of the Frost Agent runic attack has an upgrade thanks to one of these enchantments, I want to go over all the different enchantments that upgrade some of the runic attacks. But good to note is that these enchantments can be bought in the shop for Smoldering Ember. You can of course get by doing the Muspelheim trials. But interesting is that they give you random stats. So the best thing to do is save the game before you go buy these enchantments, so that if they do the stat roll, you can reload and try again until you get the stats for the enchantment you want. So for example, I got one with Runic and cooldown, and that is better than to have one with luck, for example. And no, before you ask, they do not stack, because that would of course be way too overpowered, having the Wrath of the Frost Agent Ice Beam last for 15 seconds or 20 seconds. That would be way too strong. So yeah, I love rocking this enchantment for the Wrath of the Frost Agent, but if we compare the Breath of Tamur runic attack with and without this enchantment, you will totally see a difference as well. Where some regular enemies would survive with the regular version of this attack, equipping the enchantment that will enhance the damage of the Breath of Tamur kills them before the storm is over. Another damage enchantment you can buy is for the Blast of Hephaestus, and I hope I pronounced that right. This also increases the damage by a lot, first dealing half of the health of a regular enemy and now almost killing them. Nemean Crush also sees the damage greatly increased, and by the way, if you don't have the runic attacks I mentioned here in this video, I put a link to 2 videos in the description down below by Murat0, who has a nice guide up showcasing where all the runic attacks are per weapon, although I did touch on many of them in previous videos, but that will help you as well. The final runic attack that sees a damage increase with one of these enchantments is the Torturous Rage, a heavy runic attack for the blades that I first used a lot, but then I switched over to Gift of Apollo. And you probably already know this runic attack, right? I already touched on it in a previous video as well, and there I mentioned that the Gift of Apollo was great already. Well, with one of these enchantments, the duration sees a 4-second increase, going up to 70 seconds instead of 13. Meaning that you can slice faster for longer and also get more health back in the process while only using the runic attack once. And this makes the Gift of Apollo even better in situations where you really could use some help. Also, the Blessing of Frost sees a duration increase similar to the Gift of Apollo, increasing the duration to 19 seconds, so the frost effect will stay longer. Interesting is that some runic attacks get a special buff if you buy and equip their enchantment, like the Mist of Helheim runic attack gives a high chance to boost strength after activating it, so you can then go in with your fist after interrupting the targets. So it has a high chance of happening, so it will not happen all the time. For the Hell's Touch, you get a short boost to Runic when always using this ability, so this happens all the time. But that is the Blessing of Runic, the same blessing you get from the Waist Guard of the Valkyries, that also has a high chance of happening. So it does not stack up, so I don't recommend this enchantment if you are rocking this Waist Guard as well, and you totally should use that one because it's the best in the game. The final enchantment adds a bomb to all the targets you hit with the Wrath of Artemis runic attack. Not a big fan of this light blade runic attack myself, there are better ones, but it's a cool extra feature having a time bomb that explodes after a short time after you use the ability. So I will totally be rocking the 2 enchantments for the Ice Beam and the Gift of Apollo, but of course use the enchantments, buy them if they are available for your favorite runic attacks as well. If you combine these enchantments with the talisman I touched on in a previous video that lets you reset the cooldowns of your runic abilities, you'll become an insane powerhouse for sure. Check out that video about the talisman by clicking on the screen. Of course, subscribe for way more God of War videos if you haven't already. I want to touch on way more gear, builds and stuff like that will help you while you are still playing or when the inevitable New Game Plus mode drops, of course. And at the end of my videos, I always want to touch on some awesome pictures I received from you via social media. So totally follow me at JorRaptor on Twitter and at JorRaptor on Instagram. It's as easy as that. And if you got some awesome shots from God of War, totally send them over like Samuel did with a really cool shot of him facing the Valkyrie Queen. We got King Slump with Kratos using both chains with some awesome lightning here as well. I really love this one from Jolie Demon in Hellhype. Really nice centered. Kratos is ready to go through the gate. And we end the video with chicken nuggets and this amazing blast. Nice timing, and I love these sort of red touches here and there as well. So thanks to everyone who sent me their awesome shots. I got a lot of them, so if yours did not make it, don't worry, it might be included in the next God of War video that will be up soon. Again, subscribe to stay up to date on that. Drop a like to support the channel. Send me your shots via my Twitter at JorRaptor, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.